Welcome back, folks. I'm Jake ELLENBOGEN. Today we're going to be talking about the Rams updated injury report in accordance to the Dolphins updated injury report. Before we dive into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Be sure to follow me on all social media at JKBogan, including Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Kick. And in addition to that, just want to let you guys know that today's sponsor is BetUS, which you can get a 150% bonus match on your first deposit using promo code YouTube150. In addition to that, of course, you can get 2 more deposit bonuses using that code YouTube150. You're going to get a 125% bonus match on your next 2 after your first 150%. So be sure to sign up today, join BetUS, and you can find some good value on this game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game here. It's going to easily go over the over, in my opinion, Rams Dolphins. So definitely be sure to get in on that. But let's talk about this. All right. So the Rams are going to be getting some reinforcements back, it looks like. So if you're, keeping track of, who's available and who's not available, well, right now, according to participation on Thursday, Cameron Curl, Kevin Dotson, Demarcus Robinson, Rob Havenstein, and Neville Gallimore did not practice designated, limited. Jonah Jackson, Steve Avila, Ethan Evans, Josh Wallace, and Charles Woods and Jordan Whittington, who's on the injury report. He is listed as a full participant on Thursday. We move over to Friday, of course, because that's the more recent, and you want to know what happened. There's no DNPs except for Rob Havenstein, who already know is not going to play this week. That's already been determined. He is out. Neville Gallimore, in addition to that, with his shoulder injury, did not practice. But some good news here. Cam Curl, Kevin Dotson, Demarcus Robinson are all listed as limited. That's not bad. The good news is that Jonah Jackson and Steve Avila were all full participants, as well as Ethan Evans, Josh Wallace, Charles Woods, Jordan Whittington. So a lot of good stuff happening right now for the Rams. It is a huge disappointment that they're not going to have the right tackle, Rob Havenstein. I'm fully aware of that. But the good news is Avila and Jonah Jackson are full participants on Friday. I'm recording this on a Friday night. You will probably watch this. The majority of you will probably watch this tomorrow. So just wanted to specify that. Looking at the Dolphins injury report, we won't really talk too much about Thursday, but Friday, everybody practiced except for D. Eskridge, Austin Jackson, and Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill showed up late on the injury report on a Friday with a wrist, so we'll see what ends up happening. But I gotta be honest with you, the Rams right now they're riding high. They have a 3-game win streak, but they have got to be cautious. This is not going to be an easy game. I'm telling you this right now. I think the Rams are clearly the better team, but I think the Dolphins are way better than a 2-6 record that shows. This is a team that hasn't had Tua Tagovailoa pretty much the majority of the season. And when they have had him, well, up until, he got hurt and then Bills blew him out. Aside from that, 3 games with him, aside from that Bills game, and they've been in every game. It's come down to the wire. So have to imagine this one will probably come down to the wire, knowing the Rams, they struggle to put teams away until the final frame of the game, or they lose. That's just been their team this year. So seeing as the Rams have that kind of habit of keeping teams, in it, I'm not, taking out the Dolphins at any stretch. But the question I think you guys probably wanted to have answered is, well, you have Jonah Jackson and Steve Avila who practice, but does that mean anything? Are they going to play? Here's my gut, okay? My gut is telling me that Noteboom, Jackson, and Avila will all be active. And my gut is telling me that while just rolling with Warren McClendon Jr. at right tackle, the way he played at the end of the game against Seattle makes a little bit of sense, I do think there's a pretty good chance that we see Joseph Noteboom at right tackle, and we see, of course, as I mentioned, Steve Avila and Jonah Jackson on the interior. I think Jonah Jackson plays center. I think Steve Avila plays left guard. Reason being, even though they've spent all this time on this project to build Steve Avila back up into a center, because he did play center, it's his natural position from college, I think they love Avila's ability on the left side, mainly those bubble screens and just the screen game in general. It unlocks it. His athleticism to get to that second level on the left side of the offensive line. Alec Jackson's not the best run blocker. So he's been pretty solid in pass pro, but I think he needs a guy there that has some veteran experience, but also is just a little bit more athletic than, say, a Justin Deedick, who played well in limited opportunities and, while they needed him. Bo Limmer is a guy that I think a lot of fans would just rather have them roll with at center, but you have to understand the commitment the Rams made to Jonah Jackson, if not, down the road, at least now. You're talking about $18 million, that average annual. So his contract isn't really guaranteed after this season. But right now, I think they got to get the most they can out of this thing. And to be honest with you, this isn't just Jonah Jackson playing over Bo Limmer because he's being paid more. Jonah Jackson should be a huge upgrade over Bo Limmer. And look, I think Bo Limmer has a future in this league as a starting center on this team, but he doesn't need to play over Jonah Jackson if he's healthy. So I see the arguments on that. I don't really get them because I understand how you feel about Bo Limmer and, don't fix what's not broken. But the Rams offensive line's been broken since the start of the season. It's okay for us to realize that. It's okay for us to talk about how Rob Havenstein wasn't available week 1 and, their left tackle got suspended. And then the guy who was playing left tackle hurt himself. And it came down to the 4th string left tackle taken up off the practice squad to play that game. It's okay to admit that guys are starting on this offensive line throughout this year that never thought that they would even get in a game this year. Okay, that's just really what we've been at. That's been the reality of it. So it does matter. It is interesting, when it comes to each individual player. Cameron Curl, Sean McVay expects him to play. In addition to that, Kevin Dotson's also expected to play. Jonah Jackson is expected to play. So if anybody plays, it'll be Jonah Jackson. Avila being upgraded to a full participant, I think gives him a pretty big chance to play, and I do think he will ultimately. And they said, Robinson's injury isn't really much of a concern. Now, it's interesting because you have that Tyreek Hill injury, and let's be honest here, if Tyreek Hill plays, this game is up in the air. It's not a guarantee. Tyreek Hill offers so much just as a decoy alone. You always have to know where he is at all times, but when he has the ball in his hand, he's the best. I think he's the best player in an open space with the football. He is so hard. He can turn anything into a touchdown. And it really does kind of put the Rams in a position where you have to be cognizant of where number 10 is on the field at all times. And you can't also, while focusing on Hill, you can't do too much, because if you do too much, then Jalen Waddle's pretty capable. Then you got Odell Beckham Jr. Then you got, Davon A-Chain, right? So Raheem Mostert. There are plenty of, running backs and weapons and what have you that you have to worry about, when it comes to this team. It's why they built this team all around with speed in mind, okay? A lot of really speedy, high accelerating type of ball carriers that can really make you pay. So the Rams are going to have to tackle. Okay, that's let's be honest here. They've struggled to do that this year. They're going to have to tackle. They're going to have to be that team that we've seen, that defense that we've seen since week 7. That's been one of the best in the league after being one of the worst in the league the first 6 weeks of the year. So, look, when it comes to the Rams in this one, I think they're going to get healthier. I think it will lead to them winning their 4th game of the season, 4th straight game of the season, 5th game of the year. But I think they're in good position here. I understand why some people are a little concerned. I do think this is going to be a tough game, but I think the Rams have what it takes. And I really feel good about, if Avila and Jackson and Ethan Evans is back, and I think the big one here that needs to be talked about is Jordan Whittington, because if Puka Nacua is good to go and Cooper Kupp's good to go, and you got Tutu Atwell and Demarcus Robinson, Tyler Johnson, all of them, the way they contributed the last game, Now you add a guy in Jordan Whittington who's already shown he can be kind of that guy that you rely on. He was forced to be relied on in the Packers game. At the end of that game, they did nothing when he went down with injury. He was forced to be relied on in some other games. So we've seen Jordan Whittington at his best. We've seen that this guy can contribute this year. It's not just, oh yeah, he's a late round rookie, excited about the future, but he's kind of just a nothing burger this year. No, this guy is already maybe the third best receiver on the team. He's creating more separation than any receiver in the NFL, per route run. And it's time to give him his credit. So if he's playing and he's healthy and he's good to go, you look at the blocking area of your game and you feel really good. I mean, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Demarcus Robinson, they could all block very well. Jordan Whittington is a stud as a blocking wide receiver. So the Rams got a lot of different things that they can do, a lot of looks that you can go with. You can operate in some different ways because of the flexibility, all the guys that you have that are coming back. It is a really good sign for the Rams. And I really don't think you can go wrong no matter if you put Avila at center and Jackson at left guard or Jackson at center and Avila at left guard. I just think they're going to go with Avila at left guard and Jackson at center. So that's your injury report. That's your injury update. We'll have a preview soon, but I'm feeling pretty solid about this game. I think the Rams win. I just do think that it is very fair to give the Dolphins their due because I'll tell you right now, it's really unfortunate Tua went down. This is a team that's much better than the record would indicate, and they have some stuff on defense where it makes you go, okay, I see you. And that's the thing. I think the Rams are going to need all hands on deck, and they know that's the job, and we're going to see what they can do Monday Night Football. But if you guys like that, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell icon. You'll never miss another video. And be sure to check out today's sponsor, BetUS. YouTube 150 is the code. Be sure to bet responsibly, and I'll see you guys soon. Later, folks. Just want to let you guys know that we are doing all 22 live breakdowns every single week, Rams football related, over on Kick exclusively. That's kick.com/JKBogan if you want to get in on the action. And if you want a little something more than just football, I also do gaming streams as well. So check that out. Link is in the description, and hope to see you there. Do you love talking about the Rams, the NFL, or just want to be a part of a community? Join my free Discord server today. We're over 800 members. We got 24/7 live chat, a level 3 boosted server, the ability to call into JE Live, playing online games with us on Kick streams, toggleable alerts for when I go live on YouTube or Kick so you don't miss a live stream, and exclusive giveaways. Click the link in the description, the comments section, or the link that comes up in the video to learn more and join today.